Next on Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's agenda is changing the country's form of government under a new constitution. The move has provoked a backlash among certain sections of society, ranging from the business sector to the church and media, which have questioned the rationale for constitutional change. A recent survey by Pulse Asia found that 67% of Filipinos oppose the change, while only 18% were in favor and the other 14% were undecided. Critics contend that the move is part of a plot to extend the president's term in office. In response, Duterte has sought to reassure the public that he will not extend his term beyond his constitutionally mandated 6 years, which is due to end in mid-2022. Leaving aside the conspiracy theories, a federal form of government, if enacted, will likely prove a bane rather than a boon for the country. Federalism may end up only reinforcing socio-economic and ethno-political fault lines in an already divided archipelagic nation. The Federalist Blueprint last month, a special consultative committee, made up of leading jurists and political scientists who were handpicked by the president, finalized the draft of a new constitution. Duterte has already endorsed the draft, but the Philippine Congress is not under any obligation to adopt it in its current form. Thus, the draft serves more as a reference point rather than the final substance of a new constitution, which will have to be approved by a majority of the electorate in a future referendum. Nonetheless, the draft does provide some insights into the rationale of the pro-federalism camp, which includes Duterte and his ruling party, PDP-Laban. Under the proposed constitution, the Philippines will shed the unitary, centralized form of government it currently has in favor of a federal setup, not too dissimilar from that of the U.S. under the new proposed constitution. The Philippines will be divided into 18 federated regions. Regional states will have greater power over raising their own revenues, determining their own legislation and choosing their economic development models. By distributing some of the powers currently residing in the country's Manila-centric form of government, Duterte and his supporters hope to bring more prosperity to its neglected peripheries. Metro-Manila alone, which hosts barely 10% of the country's population, 103 million, accounts for more than one-third, 36.5%, of the country's entire GDP. On paper, federalism seems well suited for the Philippines. In reality, however, it could become a recipe for disaster in a country that is already divided by language, religion and economic inequality. First of all, studies show that only a few regions are capable of raising enough taxes on their own. The vast majority of provinces, which will be submerged into new federal states, lack the basic administrative capacity for generating revenue.